Hello, hello, everyone. Happy Monday and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I have a treat for you. I have my girl, Silke Harvey, with me, and we have some delicious chat. And she also has a beautiful invitation for all of you amazing light workers out there anchoring currently the energy of peace into the world. So listen up. Silke, welcome.
Well, thank you so much, Abigail, for having me here. It's an honor to be in the studio with you today.
Oh, I love talking to you. I remember our podcast interview, and it was so delicious. Like I wanted more and more. It was so delicious. You have such a beautiful, anchored. It's like a medicine woman energy that really holds sacred space. So I'm really excited for your vision. Tell me, well, first, tell me a little bit about you. For those, for people who don't know you, tell us a little bit about you.
Sure. I'm the CEO of Inner Hippie Books, and that's a publishing house and a virtual fireside for inspirational women, thought leaders, visionaries, and change makers in this world who want to share their story to make a difference and to make this world a better place.
Yes, absolutely. I love the fireside stories. It's so warming. So, Silke, what made you decide to start a peace blog?
Um, well, last week I was over in Germany visiting family when all this news with Ukraine and Russia started flooding the TV, every media outlet. And, being over in Germany, the reporting is rather dark because everything immediately refers back to the old days 70 years ago. And it was frightening. And it stirred up a lot of emotion in me as well because my own granddad was before Stalingrad and he lived to tell the tale, unlike thousands and thousands of others. And he instilled in me the abhorrent evil of war, really. So when I was seeing all these things on TV, I was done. I was crying my heart out. I mean, I'm getting emotional now. And I thought something has to be done about it. And well, for a long time, I struggled with should I say about it or not, because up until now, I've always been keeping politics out of my business because I believed there have to be safe spaces somewhere online where people don't get bombarded with all this negative information. But then, when I had a really deep thought about it, I thought, well, I started this publishing house to make a change. I started this publishing house to give people a voice. So actually, staying quiet and staying out of it right at this point is not an option at all if I want to be true to the message in the very core of my business. And I do believe that words hold power and that the pen holds power. It is definitely mightier than the sword. And well, I was just meditating and doing my usual daily routine. And then I had this download, which essentially actually came from my granddad, who is on my spirit guide team. I talk to him every day. And he said, well, girl, you've got all the tools at your disposal. You're a publisher. He said, go out there and publish other people's words. And then I suddenly had this epiphany, right? The easiest and quickest and most direct way of publishing is a blog. I've got the website, everything is ready to go. I just literally need the contributions and we're off and running. So I decided to go straight ahead with it this week and I'm launching on Friday.
What a beautiful contribution. I'm excited to bring through a transmission of peace. So I don't know what that will look like, but we'll see. But yes, I wanted to support you so that we can bring in more people to contribute to this cause. I think is so needed at this time. It's so interesting when I heard about that whole Ukraine. I looked at my husband. I was like, really? Because I thought he was joking. I was like, really? In this day and age, like, yep. Is this really happening right now? Right. Mm-hmm. But what if something feels different this time? Like the energy of all of this is different. And the activation that is created in humanity, that is the key here, right?
Yeah.
It's like, what are we going to tolerate? Because we've been doing the work for like about 2 years, like intensely, like breaking down, the stuff that all the programs and the powers that don't support us in flourishing as, human beings.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, it just feels like now humanity is being tested. Like, what will you say yes to? What are you going to tolerate? Your vision, what you want your children to experience and their children to experience and the generations ahead of us to experience. Are you going to continue to let this happen? And my husband said something. It's like the younger generation are saying, no, we're not taking, this is not, no, and it makes me so happy because my husband has a 13. Oh man, he is almost 16. I said 13. He's like stuck in 13 for me. And he and his classmates are like, no, we're not taking this. And it brought me so much joy to just hear that generation, like of beautiful light warriors, like, no, right? And so I'm seeing this change, like this on an energetic face, like seeing this ripple out. I'm really excited to see what gets created, what gets demolished, right?
Yeah.
Whole process.
Totally. I totally agree. Because I feel that something is very different right now too, because in the old days, people would have taken sides, countries would have taken sides, but on this occasion, actually the whole world is uniting against the one bully. I don't think that's ever happened again, that almost everybody from Europe to China to the US, everybody is on the same page suddenly. I don't think that's ever happened before. In the way, like all this trouble is uniting the world. And the really important thing to me is to contribute to raising those vibrations that we're talking about, this energy, this wave of positive energy that is starting to accumulate on the planet. And being an energy healer myself, I really do believe that we can think our existence into being. And the easiest way of thinking it into being is by saying it. And that's why I want to launch this blog. I want it to be everywhere. And I want people to contribute. And that can be anybody, not just poets or writers. I want to hear from just about anybody at all. It can be something as simple as a single sentence about the thought about peace that they've had, or a great photograph they've taken that says it all, or just a little meme, whatever it is, whatever thought someone has got in their mind about peace, I would love to hear it.
I love it. And I think it's so important because it's really, at this time, it's really about focusing our energy on what we want in this world, what we want to see flourish and thrive and grow. Like we've spent decades upon decades focusing on what is wrong. And we know that hasn't taken us anywhere, right? It's like we need to start to envision and not just keep it in that mental realm, right? And begin to anchor those visions in our lives, in our bodies, like bring it in and start to see it happen in the world. So what you're doing is so important at this time. So my next question for you is, what are you looking for in the blog contribution?
I'm looking for just about anything that can be published on the blog. It could be a story. If somebody wants to write a story, I have no word count limit or anything at all. It can be, like I said, just a single sentence, a thought that comes in a person's mind, a photograph, a drawing, a piece of art that's been digitized, or even a video. So whatever peace means to a person, if they want to write about it or they already have, then I would love to hear about it and put it on the blog.
Oh, I love that. Let's keep it simple, right? Let's get it done and let's make it fun and simple. I love that so much. Like immediately, there's so many people. I'm like, get your beautiful art in there. Like get your beautiful words in there. Get your activations in there. Get your music in there. So I'm really excited. And, if you're watching this and you're feeling this, and I know a lot of people are feeling this now, it's like, what can I do to contribute? This is a powerful way to contribute. So, Silke, how can people submit their contributions?
The easiest way is to get in touch with me directly, either on Facebook. If you're watching this on Facebook, my private profile is just Silke Harvey, or you can contact me on LinkedIn, also under Silke Harvey, or you can send me an email at silke@innerhippiebooks.com. So I take contributions on all three channels because, like you said, keep it simple, keep it easy. Just pop me a message with your contribution.
Oh, beautiful. So, Silke, what is a message you would like to leave everyone at this time to inspire them and to, because what is happening is rippling. Not everybody feels it. And if you're an empath, a light worker, it is something I talked about with my Goddess Unleash goddesses in there. We talked about this, like we're all feeling this and we're all feeling that, like whatever code is within you that is, like connected to what is happening, like you're one of the change makers, or something that you have within you is going to help. Like you're feeling that call, like, hey, it's time to do something. What message do you have for everyone?
My message to everyone is, if you have a message inside of you, stand up, speak up, and be counted, because every single human on this planet has got the power to change the world inside of them. There's no such thing as being too small, too normal, too ordinary to make a change. We all have the goddess inside of us. We all have the universe inside of us. We're all sparks of the divine and we're all part of the whole. So each and every one of us has got the power to change the world. And the only way of doing so is by standing up and speaking up. And at this point in time, I think we all need to speak peace into being.
Powerful. Speak peace into being. We're just gonna end it right there. That's too good. Thank you so much, sister. Thank you for stepping up and heeding to the call and creating this beauty that will help us anchor more of this frequency of peace into the earth. I am so excited to contribute whatever wants to come through me. And I'm excited for people to come in, and I'm excited to see the complete picture when we can go to a place and start to tap into it and bring some of that frequency into our bodies, into our lives, to support and just ripple it out. I'm so excited for this whole thing. Thank you for joining me this morning, my love.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's been such a pleasure and honor.
I love you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And, I'm going to come back and tag her. So all you have to do is just click on her name and find her and send her a message. But I also have the email. I believe the email should be on there. Send her an email. Like, seriously, this is not, even if it's just an art that helps you feel, like peaceful and good and just in your heart. Like, even if it's just 2 words that inspires you, like whatever you contribute, there's no such thing as too big or too small, right? Anything helps. Remember, this is about frequency, right? We tend to think that it has to be bigger for it to be a bigger frequency, but it can be very tiny and create the biggest impact. You all know this, right? So let's help her create this magic in the world, because it is so needed. From our hearts to yours. Until next time. Bye, everyone.
Namaste.